Welcome to
good
Starfleet
evening.
After Dark. Oh, wait a minute. Wrong show.
Good.
Welcome to the USS Coffee with the USS Russell Camp with our host, Drew. And in the background is the XO, Commander Mike, and in Austin, I'm Sean from Syfy. Richard, I can't remember this shit. Still,
From
USS
the
Vimy.
Vimy Ridge, he's the CO. Congratulations, Captain.
I cannot read that with on my phones right now. So, and our
Guess who his mothership
local.
is? We are.
Our
And
local
then our
friendly
show would not be complete without
neighborhood
John Hart,
vampire
vampire.
from across
He's
the
been
pond.
with us. Let's see, 2 stream shows. No, 3 if you count an IC. 5 years. Right, John?
4.
Was lockdown, wasn't it? When lockdown happened.
No, it was before the lockdown.
No, not me.
You were with us on After Dark.
Yeah, it was during lockdown.
Remember, I didn't start till. Oh, that was 2021. That was 2021.
Yeah.
Holy shit! That's been that long.
Yeah. It was in 20,
Holy shit!
Time flies when you're having fun.
yeah, it was 23. Yeah.
The Vimy Ridge
Wait, it was
is
2021, so it's 4 years.
is in shakedown.
It is.
We are his mothership, the camp.
Thank you.
Richard and I were both rather surprised that went through without painlessly, as a matter of fact. It was just kind of like done, no big deal.
That was 5 hours. It was 5 hours between our conversation.
Yep.
And then the paperwork was given, or to one of
You
us.
sent it to me.
You filled out the paperwork, and like I got a confirmation of it's done. Like at 7 p.m. the same day.
Yeah, Gumby said he was good with it. I don't know. What did he say? He said he was good with it about.
That wasn't
5
for you.
minutes after reading the paperwork.
That's just the person that blocked us.
The rest of it is
Pizza.
just formal on the formalities on his side. So yeah,
Well, I appreciate that.
Richard has been a very, very intense supporter of our programs. He's also been an intense supporter of our chapter. The least we could do is see him move upward, not just forward.
Yeah, I mean, I was trying to think because you're talking about John, and I'm like, I know Russell invited me on to After Dark.
Yes.
I did one show with Russell, and then several other shows after that. But I know that originally Russell asked me to come on.
And then when we took over, you were on every show. I think you only missed 2 shows.
Yeah,
One of them you were at the Roundup. Now that's worth missing it for. I'm sorry. I've been to the Roundup. That's worth it. I'm saying.
The other one was at the con that he does the parade.
If anyone has not and gets a chance to go to the Roundup, go for it. You will not be disappointed, and you will wonder why you had waited so long.
That's fair.
I only went to 4, so you know.
I've got a few at this point.
But I lived in Washington. I lived in the city of Bellingham.
Yep.
So
Familiar
I
with
was able
Bellingham.
to swing up there, I don't know, a lot.
Yeah.
I was dating a young lady in Abbotsford, so, you know, it was not too far from there.
Hey, Drew,
Sir,
would you like to pull up the pictures from the party?
do what?
Would you like to pull up some pictures from the party?
From the party, I can do that. We have a lot of pictures from the party. Let me see.
Because Mom posted some, I know I posted some. We didn't have our full cast and crew from our party because the hurricane kind of stopped a few guests from being able to attend. However, we did have some fun, and we had a guest that doesn't normally come. My mom came, and she had fun and enjoyed everything. So the first year of the party,
I gotta
which I
find it.
did, it's under the party Facebook page.
Oh man.
You look up mystery pirate mystery, I think it is, or fifth annual mystery, something like that. But the first year it was the Roaring Twenties, which I wasn't part of. The second year was what was that one? Crap, I can't think of it.
All right.
I know the third year was Syfy. Oh, it was the clowns. So the second year was the clowns. The third year was Star Trek. The fourth year was Ancient Asia. And then this year was Pirates. That's a canon.
We got a pirate who was killed chained to a cannon. Nice backdrop. That's what's left of the cake when they hit it.
Yep.
That's what's left of the food. It was like devoured quickly. This is a map
like that
with a skeleton hanging from it.
And a person tied to it. If you look closely, she's tied to it.
There's Sean.
There's Drew. And Mike and Sharon. And Austin.
Lynn. Denise. Bill. This year, this party, unlike some of the others, we've usually only had people who work with Special Olympics. This year, we've had cosplayers for a cause, the Klingon Assault Group,
Nutrisense Studios,
SFI, of course.
By the way, that is the world's tiniest shovel.
It was made as a cake spoon.
And Noelle decorated the cake with enough hidden candies that you needed the spoon.
Yes, here is the small group that we had. Now the big smile right here is my daughter Noelle.
The bartender.
And of course, there's the birthday girl.
The drink fee.
By the way, Toy was the only one that did not have to kneel. We all squeezed into the picture. We had fun with this. Next year will be another speakeasy party. And we've already got 28 confirmations to be there.
Wow.
Even my mom said she wants to come.
This is my daughter Noelle, a proud member of the United States Air Force, and since she's reserved now because of an injury, she is working at Lockheed Martin
Skunk Works.
and studying to be an engineer.
That's cool.
Got the whole fam together there. Josiah, me, Noelle, Carol, Dory, Mike, and Sharon hiding in the background.
I wasn't there because I was laying down after cooking. My back was hurting. Which now I understand why my back was hurting.
And there's One Eye Willie.
Now you can tell how many eyes he's got. He's a skeleton.
This is Denise and Bill. Denise and Bill already have their costumes.
Doesn't everybody have a pirate outfit?
Denise,
No, the flapper.
Denise and Bill also own a fan film production company. So we will be working with them as well. This is my Star Trek room and the primary studio. You guys probably seen it a million times.
Oh, might have seen it once, twice.
Yeah.
We just had to move everything to get everything set up.
That seems fair.
That's after Victoria stole about 17 drinks.
Yeah. But that's all the fun we had there.
Well, it looked like you had fun.
We did.
So here's a story. Noelle and me were working with the chicken, and she started to new bars. Well, she had a drink. She sat down with Lynn, and the drink ran out. I said, I would like one of those too. They went in to make the three of us a drink, and all of a sudden a line shows up. And I'm cooking on the grill, and I walk up because I'm like, dang, where the heck is my drink? After turning the chicken and all. And I walk in, and like I saw 4 other people before my drink was made get their drinks. So I yelled out, "What is this? The chef doesn't get his drink first? I'm gonna have you all walk the plank."
I mean, fair.
Be on the lookout for a very large brandy sniffer. We're going to have it on the bar as a tip jar for the bartender next year.
Yeah. But I just thought it was funny, and they had money this year, which they never had. And some of the pirates would leave money on the table, and the other pirates would steal the money. So at the end, Josiah was like, "How is it that I don't have as much money as y'all, and y'all paid me?" And they just started giggling. The 2 women started giggling because both of them did the same thing. Every time somebody leave their money, they walk over and grab it and put it in their pocket.
Yep. Well, that's how the party goes. We've done this for
5
6
years.
years. You only have 4 of them.
Next year will be 6.
No, you're forgetting 2 at the rental house.
Oh, I thought the Roaring 20
We did
was the only one.
we did a dancing ghost mystery.
Oh,
With a mad scientist lab, in which we put tonic water in the drinks. I think it's tonic water. But if you have a black light, tonic water glows. So we would use that, and I can't find the pictures. I wish I could. Drinks we had black lights hanging all over the place, and everything looked really cool. We had ghosts hanging off the ceiling. We had dancing to the music. It was.
Hello.
We are a unique group of really crazy people. We have fun.
Sounds fair.
Huh?
Did you get cleaned up today? Or was it right there?
Hold on, guys. I'll be back.
Oh, the nurse is in. So,
At
Richard,
least
what
you're
are
not
we
waking
doing?
him up and giving him a sleeping pill.
Well, we know why he shut the light, shut everything off, right?
I gotta see. Anyways.
Because
John, I love that portrait you have of the Queen.
Yeah, no, I'm just checking something.
I didn't ask her if she wanted to be on camera.
Hey, if she likes science fiction, come on. Tell us what you're doing for science fiction.
Those aren't here for right now.
She works in medicine. She has to like science.
It's halfway there.
So
Halfway.
Exactly.
the guy that was the nurse today wasn't into Syfy.
Well, we'll not hold it against. Well, yeah, we will. We'll definitely hold it against him.
Yeah, I mean, it's only fair to hold it against them.
There are so many things that you can be into in science fiction.
But like I said, I told the other guys, this is probably one of the best for patient care hospitals I've been to.
Well, that's good.
So, Rich, you got anything special coming up there?
There is a geek, like a geeky holiday market. I think it's on the 2nd of November. So me and my XO might go to that if we can get the vehicle or get a vehicle and go to
Is it the
that.
big one in Langley?
No, it's in Calgary here. It's at one of the community halls. So
Well, that's not a little one. The Calgary is good too.
yeah. So.
Hey, I used to hit them all.
Fair. So we'll see how that goes. They're good people who run it, so it should be a reasonable amount of fun. We'll see. You never know what you're gonna see, right? Like,
right.
A lot of it is obviously retail stuff, custom stuff, 3D printed stuff, that kind of thing, and some of the creativity and stuff that people bring to the table. For some of that is amazing, and then we usually get some local authors too. So we'll see what that variety brings. Kind of wish I could go to the Edmonton one because I know that a friend of mine who's an author here that we featured on this show before would be at that particular version of it because they do both Calgary and Edmonton. So I'm looking.
Are you pointing to the vampire?
The vampire cosplaying Mr. Wilson from the Tool Time show.
He needs a fence.
No, look, on my screen, it kind of looks like a fence.
The Calgary holiday market and the Langley holiday markets, 2000 was the last time I attended them.
Oh, wow.
Hey, I got an Enterprise E Sovereign class, all out of wood. It was done with a laser cutter. 31 inches long.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh yeah, with lights. I picked it up for 41 US. And when I moved because of the post polio syndrome to go to Kentucky, I sold it for $480.
Oh wow.
It was detailed.
I have downstairs the Enterprise D. They put out a cutaway poster at one point.
Mm-hmm.
And I have it, and my friends gave this to me, and I don't know where they got it done or anything like that. And it's got like LEDs in the nacelles, and it lights up, and it's massive. It's like,
Right.
5 by 2.5 feet or 5 by 3 feet kind of thing. It's huge.
5 by 3.
But my biggest thing is that I'd have to very, very carefully, like to get it on the wall, I'd have to very carefully get it secured. Because it is not light. Because it's mounted on it's mounted on that high density press board. So it's pretty weighty. So which is why it does not hang in this room, actually. It's because I'd have to.
Hey, I can appreciate that. I mean, it's taken us, we were doing After Dark when the MSD went on the wall.
Yeah.
A month ago, not quite a month ago, Mike and I finally permanently mounted it to the wall.
You took it down and redid it?
And that's because as we were going around adjusting stuff, it started to slip. Because it was just on the rope with the little nail.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So we were like, okay, that's not going to happen anymore. We took out the little hooks with the nail in it, and we drove a screw into each corner and then one in the center on top and bottom.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But, if that thing hits the ground, I will cry.
Well,
I will cry big tears, not little ones.
Yeah, no one accused you of being crocodile tearing either.
Yeah, no shit. But
those are genuine.
So, which portrait is that, John, of Elizabeth?
I was looking at the.
Is that the 30 or the 50?
Oh, no. I think about 1960 something. It's not the anniversary one. It's just painted by somebody, an artist in the. The artist was born 1911, died 1999. So.
Yes, well, you see that young lady was class.
Yeah, she was. She was.
That's a loss this great nation, this planet will never recover from, is the loss of Elizabeth.
No.
So when we started the or when we were in the green room, that exact conversation was happening between Richard and John.
Yeah, and that was when Drew was not in the room.
Yeah, about Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Well, when she was Princess Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My father was my biological father was one of the Yanks that helped with her security detail during the Second World War. So I have to laugh when I went there with Reagan. The first thing that she noticed was my last name. She asked me if I knew him, and I said, yes, that's my father. She asked me how he was, where he was living, and I said, well, he's deceased. He's at Arlington National Cemetery. And then she started telling me telling me stories about some of the stuff he was background security with. And that she said he was always a gentleman, always a gentleman. She said, but he struck me as a wee bit of a flirt. I said, no, he fashioned himself a Casanova. But yes.
Which did a fancy word for flirt.
So
As I said, have you met Drew? Oh, so Drunky the Squirrel is Victoria because she stole like 17 drinks, right, Mike?
no, more like about 12, but yeah.
And
Wait,
Drunky
wait.
the whole
I got a question. I got a serious question. Very serious. If I recall correctly, this was her party. Can you
yes,
really
but she
feel
was
drink
cut off.
your party?
Yeah,
Oh,
no, wait.
it
No,
almost-
there's the difference. There's the difference. She overreacts the buzz
Yeah.
where she falls on people and she can not only hurt someone else, she could hurt herself.
That's
She
fair.
doesn't pay attention to that. So she got cut off. So in order to get the fix she wanted, she started stealing drinks around the house.
It almost became my birthday party because how bad she was during the day.
No kidding.
I'm serious.
Well, I'm sure the alcohol wash that you did have, the one or two, didn't help your hemoglobin levels. I just saying.
I only had one. And
Don't take
yeah,
many. If
Of course.
Noel made it, it doesn't take many.
I was fixing to say, Noel's like, oh, it's only one shot. And then we started discussing what a shot was 1 ounce. And she went, I thought a shot was 2 ounces. I went, no, that's what a bar shot is. That's not a normal shot. A shot is 1 ounce. So each one of your drinks had 2 shots in it, minimum. But
It's okay. When she made
Yeah, because
mine,
I'm sure you guys were sitting there pouring very carefully with a jig.
she was measuring them. She was measuring them, trust me. But she made only Shirley Temples for Victoria because last year was the second year in a row that we took her out for her birthday before the party. And she made a mess and she beat. Wait, I can't
don't say it.
do.
Yeah, it was me. She beat me so bad she could have killed me because she dislodged my stent.
Oh,
So me and Noelle got back, and Noelle says she's fucking cut off. And I asked Noelle, I said, what drinks did you give her? Not many. I said, were they called Shirley Temple? And she shook her head. Then Drew told me, no, she was stealing drinks. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me.
You know,
She didn't know that she was only getting Shirley Temples, though.
I'll admit she's 31. Sometimes she acts about 3. But she definitely pushed everybody's buttons with the concepts of safety.
And Drew was a
She
flirt
knows she
because he was
wasn't in
drunk,
people's
too.
happy spot.
well, I mean, I'll be honest. I mean, Drew isn't the only person whose father guarded and did security for the Queen. My father did it on several occasions when he was a member of the RSMP. He did a leg of the big Arctic tour they did. And then several other times when she would come to various locations. Dad was almost always on the detail because he'd been on the detail before, and that was a big plus for a lot of people. It was like, wait, you've done this before. Shoot, we'll put you to the head of the line. But I mean, Dad also guarded, various prime ministers. He guarded, the Prime Minister of India during Commonwealth Conference back in '87. Like a bunch of stuff. The Pope John Paul, when he did the big mass in Abbotsford.
Yes, met him too.
Fair enough.
What was funny was meeting Elizabeth and then finding out, you're thinking all the protocols and all the rules, the regulations, and everything else. And when you got away from the pomp and circumstances, she's simply one hell of a lady.
I want to know what she said about. Never mind. I can't ask that question.
What?
It's political.
No. Well, for me, the funny question was when one of the reporters, it's political, said that Obama went there to teach the Queen how to rule a nation. Right? And I'm like, excuse me, she's been ruling a nation longer than he's been alive. He
Who said that?
One of the DC reporters, I can't remember which one, said that about Obama. I said, first off, I seriously doubt any American president is dumb enough to think that he can teach her how to rule a nation. Number one. Number two, when you look at his education, I'm sure Mr. Obama knew better than to even try.
And then we had a president go over that completely disrespected everything.
Well, can't have everything. Well, that's not true. He didn't disrespect Putin.
Anyway, I do remember it. I do remember the wonderful fact of every time that president went over and saw the Queen would be wearing another piece of her amazing jewelry collection with the specific purpose of warding off evil spirits or such and such.
Yes.
It's hilarious how much different jewelry she had, but basically had that connotation to it. And every time.
Well, she had 2 rings for that, and she wore both of them every time his butt showed up.
And she had a brooch for Burma that has the same properties.
She had the one from India.
Yeah.
She had one from Haiti that she picked up when she was a princess to ward off evil. She had that bracelet from Snacker Butts.
I'm
I think it
surprised
was
she
the
didn't show up in
Azores
a full plate of armor.
before they allowed us to build a base in the Azores. As a princess, she got a bracelet from there. And I was surprised she could walk with the number of evil things she had to wear to get him away. It's just I was thinking, well, she's probably got a couple of old Scottish shamans up there in the back rattling rattles to chase him away. It's. But it didn't matter how much she did not like you. She was always kind, professional, and she didn't get forward and abusive and abrasive.
Now, the closest thing I ever heard of a story of her being forward and abrasive was a time that she had a Saudi prince in her Land Rover at Balmoral, and she was driving quickly.
Yeah.
Efficiently, you might say.
Yes.
And the said prince was just white knuckled, and I'm like, that woman's been driving since before you were born, maybe before your father was born. Because this was like the 80s.
I have a friend who drives a lorry just outside of London, and he was a chauffeur in Rolls, and he was occasionally called to the castle. And he said it's really funny because she'll take you so far, and then she'll say, "Excuse me, move over. I'm driving." And the motorcade's behind her, and they get up to the area where he's going, and the head of the security force, she calls him on the radio and says, who said now? And he says, well, so-and-so. He goes, he wins. And she just bolted right past him. I said, so he said, you know me, mate, we served together because we did. We were both in Lebanon together. He says, I white knuckled on a bunch of hairpin turns. I said, well, why'd you do that? And he says, well, first off, she's been walking this thing since she was knee high. So she knows every curve and pebble, and she can take him at like 90 miles an hour.
There's a couple roads in Polk County that I am the same way.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like the road around the main road around your house.
Aren't you glad they straightened that out? Since the 60s?
When I was a kid, it was still that 2-lane road that went right beside the church. And when I say right beside the church, I mean it was on the other side of that pond that the road is on the other side of now.
Yes, I know.
So I was like,
you see, in 1969, we came here. My dad wanted to see Cypress Gardens.
yeah.
And we were on that road in this 22-foot long fucking station wagon. Pardon my language. And my dad was very good at the 90-mile-an-hour run. What'd you do?
No. I didn't do anything. John had to go to another chat.
Oh, okay.
He posted in the private chat.
Okay.
But yeah, that curve, I couldn't do the speeds that I did on that curve in my truck. That would have been in the lake.
Yeah.
Nice.
So somebody said something right after we got here to us and said, oh, I remember the mushroom. And Carol goes, what mushroom? Oh, the big concrete mushroom. I said, no, there used to be 3.
Yeah.
And someone said, no, there wasn't.
There was
I had
one.
to dig up the article, and the only thing
There
left
was
is
one for years after the change.
the
But I
square
think it got-
pad of the last one that was standing is all that's left.
Yeah, it got destroyed in the 3 hurricanes.
Yeah, from what I understand, it was Andrew that did the most damage to it.
Yeah.
Because there used to be a tree line right behind that hotel.
There was a lot.
And when we got here, the trees were gone. So, yeah.
So,
It's
of
cool.
course, that wasn't the IHOP hotel wasn't the one that Steve stayed in. It was the other one, right?
Yeah. It was the one right
He-
behind Legoland. Where Tori goes in at? Right next door to Walgreens?
Oh, that one. Okay.
The other one that's been there since like the 60s.
That after he left, they started remodeling.
Yep. And they're still remodeling.
Yeah. Every once in a while, you see them, Richard. They'll put a rollaway bin, and all of a sudden, if you drive past at the right time, you see beds flying over the balconies
Wow.
into it.
There.
But we went from that one hotel right there to now Legoland has 7 hotels just right there?
Oh, wow.
7 hotels, the beach resort, and they got another one planned in the works.
Oh, wow.
When does the one beside Publix open?
That's a private company, but they're also going to be servicing Legoland, I'm sure.
I will be right back.
We will be right here.
It is what we are.
We are here.
Look at those diligent officers behind you, Drew. Working so hard.
They are. They're slaving.
Yeah, I gotta get my brigade patch on this shirt soon.
Trying to
I've
find
only
something.
had I've only had the patch for, I don't know, 2 years. Guess it's time to sew it on.
Sewn on.
Yes, this shirt doesn't have Velcro. So it's either sew on Velcro or sew on the patch. I'm just gonna sew on the patch for the shirt. Because I'd have to go and source the Velcro if I was gonna put Velcro on the shirt. So this and the BDU jacket that I have both have patches sewn on instead of Velcro on.
Well, I
To
just
do another
noticed-
one, I probably.
Yeah, we have the fun job of being dualies.
That's fair.
Yeah, we're in CAG and in Starfleet, and
Yeah.
Actually, we're more than that because we're actively involved in Men in Black. We're members of Men in Black 1701. We're members of. We're supporters of the 501st. At this point, we haven't gotten our uniforms yet.
Yeah.
And we're trying to remember the other one. Miss Amok.
Hey, looky, hey, Maki.
Indeed.
Maki show off. Deputy
Yeah.
Commander. Boy, we're all getting fancy pants titles here.
Yep.
Must not be
Oh.
us.
No problem.
Does that billet come with a rank, or is it just whoever fills it?
Just checking on something.
He is the chief ambassador to the fleet.
This should be a little better.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
That sounds better.
Welcome. And we're sorry you have to
Yeah.
understand that we're here.
Yes. Yeah, we had some ugly visitors. The latest one was Milton.
Well,
It's one of the reasons I live where winter bites my face.
Yeah, but don't you have earthquakes too?
No, I don't.
It's-
I live in Alberta.
hello, Sean.
Our idea of a heavy earthquake is 4.
Our deal of a heavy earthquake is a Spartan. Yeah.
I
We
mean,
don't have this.
I think we had a 4 in the area this year, and they hadn't had a 4 in like 80 years or something like that.
One of my school friends that we basically adopted when his mom abandoned him posted, "What did Florida do?" to
What?
cause all this shit. What did Florida do since we got hit by the 2 hurricanes? And I said,
Oh
well,
yeah.
I explained about all the environmental regulations being pulled, and then the person wanting to put pickleball courts and golf courses and hotels in all the state parks. You think what nature wants to do to you, buddy?
The worst
Nature
part about
will
that is he's too stupid to realize that that was his fault.
Mother Nature
Well-
is destined to win, regardless of what we think.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
100% true. 100% true.
Yeah.
Let's
She's
take
gonna do what she's
environmental
gonna do.
regulations away and wonder why almost every hurricane is now a Cat 5.
It's called luck.
Well,
I ain't that lucky.
I believe science might have a different theory.
No,
Don't bring out the rabbit's foot. Look what he didn't do much for the rabbit.
It's fair.
I remember we were set up to do something. The U.S. Department of Transportation was helping Canada with some inspections in a little place called Calgary. Richard knows that joint.
Mate. Yeah, might have been there once, twice.
This was in the 90s. And one of the other Americans that was there says, well, the weather can't get too bad here. No, it was during the winter. And I said, really? And when we get snowed in tonight, you're going to say the same thing? He says, I'm not going to get snowed in my truck. Well, the snow was above the cab of his truck.
You don't say that kind of thing. Because
And everyone else is.
no.
But what's really funny is the truck in front of him was mine. The truck behind him belonged to our supervisor. And our trucks weren't buried. So he was accusing it. Now, we were about 10 meters apart. But he was the only one with a clear wind line.
Yeah.
We were behind the trees.
Right. So he got the drift. And it
He
buried.
said, you guys did this. You guys did this. And I said, no. When you tell Mother Nature no, she says, want to bet?
I mean, it's if you get the right wind direction, right outside my door can be 3 feet deep, and sit and like 6 feet either way. It can be like I can still see cement.
Yep.
Yeah.
See, this is what happened. Like when the idiot from Texas said, "Oh, it never snows here," and then the next 3 years they had blackouts because there was so much snow.
They
Don't forget the hailstorms.
It's okay. He's in witness protection.
I mean, when the insurance companies say, screw this, we're not actively involved in that area, there's been some major damage. But yes.
Unfortunately, Wills is not in active protection right now. Every once in a while, he decides to leave his state during a national emergency.
Who's that?
Abbott. Him and DeSantis normally run away from him.
Doesn't he realize the easiest way to find a national emergency is look in a mirror? Just saying.
Ooh, just saying.
I'm just saying. Texas is the only state. Hold on.
This guy
Texas
over
is
here
the
in
only
Margo.
state that when it's cold, the power goes off, and when it's hot, the power goes off.
Heater demand, air conditioning demand. You know, Abbott, Newsom, the guy who lives in Mar-a-Lago or says he does.
The
All
shit
of them,
stain.
look in the mirror, national emergency, done. Period. It's over. Now, I say that as a veteran, so.
What did
That's
DeSantis
that's
do
the
in
clean
Mar-a-Lago
version.
again?
That is the clean
Oh.
version. Trust me.
He claimed to be the lawyer for SEAL Team 6.
Sean has heard my not so clean version on the guy I called Carrot Top.
Mhm.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
and he's still laughing about it. Maybe.
I have to admit that like my
Did you hear him?
current provincial government has made me more politically active in the time period that it's been in power than I have been politically active in the rest of my life. I've signed more petitions. I've sent more letters. I've told most of that cabinet to resign at least once.
Driven harder research to learn what it should be. Yeah, I get you.
Fucking.
Welcome to the wonderful world of politics.
Yeah, you know, I mentioned Obama, and the one thing everyone points out with Obama is he said, I have a pen and I have a phone. But what no one wants to quote him on is when he said, but you know what? It doesn't matter because I have a constitution that says no.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
And Carrot Top says, what constitution?
I don't have an answer for 445. I do have an answer for 445, and that's to charge him with treason. But
I do not wish any of them any harm.
No.
Yeah.
However, starting in midwinter, I think they should all be like a chain gang.
Sounds like a plan.
And going down Route 66 with little buckets of 1,200-degree asphalt, filling in the holes.
Sounds like a plan. I like that plan.
Mark and I and Mike, we will be in a big truck full of rotten tomatoes, and we will sell them to people as they drive by. They can throw them at them.
Oh, that would pay off the national debt.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah, Christ.
Hey, you realize we could keep 2% of the 20 cents per tomato, and we'd be billionaires after the first week.
Hey, you don't even need a subsidy.
Did you hear the English Labor Party send a group over to help canvass for Harris?
Our people, our neighbors to the north would be driving down here just for the sole purpose of doing that.
You bet.
Border Patrol guards would be like, where are you going? To throw tomatoes. Go. On both sides of that border.
Sitting there,
We'd have an influx of tourism like you wouldn't believe. Just to
So
when mentions with every automobile rental current form in the world, because it'd be like they keep us all in business right there. Right on.
So Drew, when did voting happen on January 5th?
Do what?
When did voting happen on January 5th?
Voting happened on January 5th? There was no voting on January 5th.
The latest thing that Trump said was, as long as we vote on January 5th or earlier.
Whatever.
Shall we send him a copy of the Constitution with,
That would assume he can read.
No, I was going to send him
if
literally a video copy of Constitution of Schoolhouse Rock about the Constitution.
Oh, that's
Jesus.
I know that'd be a little above him, but maybe someone could explain it to him.
It's bad when his VP admitted to making up all the stories that he keeps quoting. JD said, I made up these stories on TV.
Just
It freaks me out when it tickles me, not freaks me out, when people are like talking about Biden. I'm like, well, if you knew him, you wouldn't say anything.
oh
And they're like, what?
yeah,
But
of
you're a
course.
Republican. Yes, but I know Joe Biden. You what? You don't have lunch with a man at least twice a week every day for 3 years without getting to know them. I'm sorry, that just happens.
It's a thing. It's just a thing.
Yeah. And the man is a sucker for a good bowl of chili.
Seems fair.
The fact that for his daughter's birthday, he knew he had to be back in Washington that night. He drove on the train just to wish her happy birthday. And then after being there for about 10 minutes, got back on the train and went back to Washington.
Yep.
Huh.
How about the fact that both the president and the first lady flew over the hurricane ravaged South, refueled at McDill, and then took their butts back up to Andrews? You're not even gonna. Military Times had a nice article about that. I thought it was pretty cool. So
I was
that says a lot. When the ice storm hit the South, especially Kentucky, Tennessee, Ohio, Obama was in Marine One for 14 hours, 2 refuels, surveying the damage himself. He said, I don't trust anybody to advise me. I want to see what it is. And what's really funny is I got to see his binoculars and him like this outside that big bird. Flew right over my house. I was like, no, that's funny.
And these are things that aren't published
Yeah.
because these
Well, they
people
like
don't think of them as political.
the press is very
but
good
they
about
know.
publicizing all the bad stuff.
Well, you know, if you can't publish the bad stuff, why publish anything? Who was it? Denzel Washington that said it doesn't matter if it's true anymore. You just got to be first.
Mm-hmm.
He told the reporters.
Well, there was a popular song called "Dirty Laundry."
Yeah.
I think you know what it's about. It's about the ladies and gentlemen of the press.
Yes.
Sure.
It doesn't have to make sense. It doesn't have to be good. It just has to get out there.
Yes. And all this started with the gentleman who said, send me the photos. I'll write the stories.
Mm-hmm.
What was his name again? Oh, yeah. William Randolph Hearst.
First. Well, anyway, if anybody's interested in going to an event, they are going to have an Anime Ween Festival right before Halloween. They'll be on the Saturday the 26th at Oviedo Mall.
Where?
Oviedo Mall.
Where's that
in Orlando?
I don't
It's
think we're going to be able to hit that close.
yeah, basically it's a free event.
Yeah, but we got to maneuver money.
Oh, that.
Yeah, you know, we got the Maker event coming up too.
Yeah, well, that's in November.
Yeah, 2nd and 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got to police the pennies.
Yeah.
To make sure we make it.
Wait, do you guys still have pennies?
Yes.
Yes, we still have pennies. They're not worth a plug cent, but we still have pennies.
Yeah. They're not even
They make
pure
great,
copper anymore.
screenshot
They haven't
bottles.
been for. Yep.
They're just
There's-
trying to push us into going digital. We keep telling them, well, the one in the middle is all yours.
Well, I mean, we like New Zealand, and I believe Australia just dropped the penny and just went to nickels.
Yeah. But like, you go to Walmart and you buy something, it's $2.96.
Yeah, I know. I'm aware.
Well, every time it comes up in Congress, they get all worked up about, well, yeah, we can get rid of it now, finally, and then they discover to their horror that they can't. So there you
Dare
go.
I ask why they can't?
The
Because
last time they did it that was 2004, right?
right.
They realized that the penny, the American cent, was responsible for 86% of the taxes brought in.
Mm-hmm.
Because our taxes aren't 5 cents, they're 7.
Right.
7 cents on the dollar.
Yep.
And the power in that one little piece of
Yeah. Well, it's a sandwich
copper
now.
aluminum.
Copper, zinc, or whatever.
Well, it's a copper aluminized zinc is what it is. It's with a copper
It's
clad.
whatever they could get a hold of.
That the power in that one little thing is enough to frighten
Oh yes.
the people that control the purse strings.
Yes, the evil plan.
When they look at it, what they're seeing is, well, that one's my trips to the Riviera and that one's my trips to Tahiti.
The evil plan is still working.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I can solve a lot.
I mean,
Take back SpaceX to NASA, since he's violated every contract by doing his political thing. Pull SpaceX back into NASA and have NASA start running it and making the money off the patents again.
I'm sorry.
Well,
NASA gets 1/16 of 1 cent. Let's give them 4 cents out of every dollar. 4, just 4, just
yeah.
4.
Well, you don't have to worry about Boeing because they pretty much knocked themselves out of the running.
You want to see a Starship get built? Give them 4 cents.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
And reopen.
SpaceX, just because they caught the launch thing, doesn't mean that they're going to be able to bring anybody back when it automatically detaches from the fucking space station and leaves without the astronauts.
Yeah. But the other thing they need to do, along with that 4 cents, is revitalize the intellectual and physical cooperation between the Canadian Space Agency and the U.S. Space Agency.
Mm-hmm.
Because when they were working together, we had the shuttle. They were working together for the Saturn IV and the Saturn V. They gave us just 2 little groups. We didn't need the European and the Japanese and we didn't need any of them. It was just the 2 of us.
We were a year from building the new version of the shuttle that didn't have to launch from the shuttle of the rockets that could fly up.
Yeah.
That had the scramjet.
Yep.
And we
Would
had
have been nice.
the many Canada arms.
Yes. I was wondering when that would come up.
Well, I was wondering if it was gonna, and then I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the wings that were always this big. But it was the thing of it is, it was the flying wing to begin with. So those wings were just for turning.
I had a friend who was working up on the arm for the space shuttle. And he said, you know what's really funny about you Yanks? I said, what's that? And he goes, you guys. He said, don't take this personally, but you're stupid as you all get out. And I said, why is that? And he says, you built the arm, sent it up to us. We painted it, and you say we did it.
So how I tell that story, but okay.
I said, wait a minute. What do you mean? You guys didn't actually build it? He said, no, we assembled it, painted it, and sent it back. That's it.
It was
He said, now, before that occurred, we designed it, made all the prototypes, and set up 17 different variations they had to pick. He was an engineer. So I started laughing. I said, really?
Wow. I mean,
he said, yeah. He said, I designed the actual gripper that it uses. So, yeah, I was laughing about that because the first thing he said, you guys are as stupid as it comes. He said, because they have you believing the whole thing is ours. Where
you want to really mess with Trump and saying that he would get us to Mars during his next presidency? Explain to Trump that 3 autistic girls made the spacesuits.
Okay, yes, Captain, but I will give you a counter proposal. If, in addition to this, you put him on the ship,
I just want to put
I
him
will
on.
forego any data and materials involving the project called Genesis.
I want to put him on the Boeing launch.
Can we launch him on the Botany Bay?
You're sitting there accidentally punching in coordinates. Yeah, this will get you there. Coordinates go to Venus. Problem solved.
No, we're going to send it to a planet in the same orbit of Venus around a sun 250,000 light years away.
Wait a minute. I am right. Pluto was the one that they
I'm not going to kill
made
anybody.
the.
God says thou shalt not murder.
Hey, Pluto's the. Wait a minute.
Program it.
Which one's the one that is no longer a planet?
That is Pluto.
Okay, we'll send them to Pluto because it only orbits the sun once every 3 million millennia or something.
Nah, it's 247 years, I believe. I mean, I was just being more final about it because Venus will kill him in like 6 hours. Because I think the longest we've had something work on Venus is like 18.
Well, the only spacecraft that I can remember that actually landed on Venus and sent back photos was one that the Russians sent eons ago. It lasted about 90 minutes.
Yeah, like
they overbuilt the thing like a tank.
Yeah. They put a tank. Yeah, basically they put a tank on
radio transmitter.
It literally
lasted 15 minutes. So
yeah, it literally just melted. Yeah, that's a good place to go. Not golly.
Not around here.
About our former president, the guy is a legend in his own mind. I'm going to leave it at that.
We
okay?
can't send him to IO because hey, I have watched 2001.
Pretty good.
All of these are yours. Except
she thought that we thought I was leaving today, but the hold on.
Anyways, yeah. That wouldn't be a good thing.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just it all depends on what you want to look at.
No, I mean, yeah, I fully endorse, and not just because it isn't technically my money, but I fully endorse a 4 cents on the dollar NASA.
Yeah.
I can only do good things for the world as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, if you can focus it into the improvements to our galactic capabilities.
Yeah.
You know, and that 4 cents, that stupid little 4 cents, would open up that brain pool that you guys are hiding up there in Canada to come back and work with us. But you're talking 4 cents out of $1, and yet they'll send trillions of dollars to countries that burn our flag and root for us to die.
Yeah.
I have an issue with this.
Wow.
Hey, I'm just going to say
we can do lots of things.
We could take that $100 billion in corporate handouts that we give them, pull that back. We could fix homelessness, the veterans, the VA problem, and give us medical for free for everybody.
Well, you know, at the risk of sounding really negative, anyone who served knows why the VA makes all these mistakes. Because the politicians that control that know what we've been taught and are scared to death of us. They don't want us around.
Hold on.
Say it isn't so.
I've seen the videos that we're not supposed to see what y'all do in your downtime.
I'm literally sitting at the combination of 100% cynical, 100% true.
Yes.
When
you hear a statement that is absolute sarcasm, but absolute fact at the same time, you're kind of like, wait, what?
Yeah.
You know, you got the Senate always screaming in the U.S. You got the Senate always screaming, we control the purse strings. And then everybody goes, well, how come the president's stealing all our money? Did you hear what that idiot just said? Have you read the Constitution? It's a really interesting document.
Oh, Mel Brooks could not make this stuff up.
TikTok told me that it was the president. Put your phone here. Let me take care of it. Crunch. Okay, now read the Constitution.
Oh, he signed it.
Download it.
I would think it's funny.
Oh, he signed it.
Now it's literally back to, and this is going to sound rude, but what they're reading is, we plebnistia. Go watch the American Glory. You'll get it. Isn't it horrible that the best reading of the preamble of the Constitution of the United States was done by a Canadian?
Yes. It's hilarious. I think it's hilarious.
So do I.
Yep.
The best Bill of Rights explanation came in Hamilton, the play.
Fair.
Yes.
Fair.
And half of the people won't watch it because it's done by BIPOC people.
And who? Prime Minister of Canada, 77.
Yeah.
One of American politicians said, in the democracy of the United States, and he immediately reeled on him and said, no, sir. Benjamin Franklin said, when asked what they had given the people, a republic, if you can keep it. If you have no clue, maybe you should not be in politics.
Mm-hmm.
It's fair. Pretty much.
I'm like,
that
well,
should be Trudeau, and that does sound like Pierre Trudeau.
You know,
like that totally sounds like Pierre Trudeau.
You've got one leader telling that leader, dude, you fucking stupid.
God. Yeah. No,
and all I got was this look like, huh?
Yeah, but that is also the person who said, just watch me. during the FLQ crisis. So,
But Thomas Jefferson wanted it to say life, liberty, and the pursuit of property. So, just Ben said, dude,
Well,
that's not going to work it.
here's
Then
the
he,
thing.
then he said,
We're
okay,
gonna
how about
fix
the
this.
pursuit of women?
Do you realize that the Constitution wasn't even written by those guys? It was written by the Native Americans. They basically adapted the
Iroquois
What?
Constitution.
Iroquois Constitution.
Yeah,
As a
from-
matter of fact, there is a letter that said, "Thank you to the Iroquois Nation for giving us this Constitution."
Yeah,
And
but they did
no
write the
American
preamble.
knows that.
They wrote the preamble. And the thing about the preamble that is so funny is first, Jefferson wanted life, liberty, and pursuit of women. Ben was like, nope, not going to happen. He goes, all right, life, liberty, and the pursuit of property. Nope, not going to happen. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of money. Nope, not going to happen. Okay, how about life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness? There you go. Anything that makes you happy, Tom. Go ahead.
What kills me is there's also part of the Constitution that talks about how do you become a citizen of the U.S. through naturalization or be born.
Yep.
Yet they want to give all the rights to a fetus that's not born.
Well, back then, Drew, be quiet. You're going to bring out your education. We're already talking politics. Let's leave religion out of this.
Be right back, guys.
It says it in the Bible too. So
I suppose.
The Bible says birth is the instant you take air.
right.
Holy crap,
So-
we cleared out the room. Oh, we've been at this an hour and 20 minutes.
Well, we started early, so not surprising.
Yeah.
You know. But it's funny. See, Sean and I have a love-hate relationship. He's a Democrat, I'm a Republican. I hate the Republicans, he hates the Republicans. But he hates all politicians. I hate all politicians. So
I started a Republican.
like
I started out a Republican, but I left the Republican Party when Trump was nominated.
I'm
And when
sorry.
he's
You know
not a
what? Keep your
Republican.
friends close and your enemies closer.
It's a lot easier to stab your enemies when they're close.
Wait a minute. I think Dick Cheney had it right? He was the one that shot the other guy while they were duck hunting.
Yeah, that was Cheney.
He just missed the right target.
No, the guy jumped. Aflac. Anyway. Sean, you look like you're about ready to pass out.
Been tired.
How about
I'm
as soon as
surprised
Mark gets back, we'll call it for the night.
Yeah, sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, we can end the show and still talk.
Yeah, we've never done that.
No, not us.
Never ended a show and then talk for 3 more hours.
Thank you, dear fans.
Three.
Richard,
Remember After Dark?
Yeah, I remember. I remember watching Irish Sunset or Irish Sunrise one time.
we got Richard from Calgary. We got Sean from Sick Bay. We got Mike, Austin, and myself from basically the brains, the
drafting room
of the Russell camp. And we have Mark's room from way out there in Kissimmee. So thank you for being
Is he
here.
actually in Kissimmee or is he in Poinciana?
Please live long and prosper.
Live long and prosper.
See you in 2 weeks.